a continuation of my gut health series, and in this video I'm going to be talking about I finally got my results back from my functional lab testing that I took with the program that I'm in. So technically this video is a little bit overdue, so my weeks are going to be a little bit off because I had my meeting last Thursday. Today is currently Wednesday, so it's been like 6 days since I had the meeting, but I've just been like really busy and doing things, and I wasn't able to make this video yet, but I took notes of my meeting, and so I have everything here for what my coach Callie went over. So I'm gonna kind of just review that, because going forward I am going to be starting a new protocol based on kind of what we found in my labs. So that's going to be kind of the point of today's video. So let's get started. First and foremost, I have a imbalance in my gut, basically, enough diversity. So it's not that I have too much bad and not enough good, but there's just not enough of both, I guess, if that makes sense. So have a bacteria overgrowth of Campylobacter something. I'll spell it out and put it here. And she says I have 300 times the normal amount that's supposed to be in your gut. So that's kind of the first thing. And then, as I was probably expecting, I do have inflammatory factors. So I do have a lot of inflammation going on in my gut, which I figured was going to be the case most likely anyway. She said that I do have possible past or present mold exposure, and this could be honestly both, because the house that we moved out of when we moved into this apartment, we had to move out of there because we were getting black mold in the downstairs bathroom, and that had to be taken care of. And so I didn't use that bathroom. It was our roommate's bathroom, but that doesn't mean that I couldn't have been still exposed to whatever was going on. So that could have been something. And then in our current apartment, we do have a little bit of water damage in our ceiling on our bathroom. So I mentioned that, and I don't know if that could be, also contributing. So those are kind of two things that I was like, okay, well, that kind of makes sense that I could have been, I could have been or currently am being exposed in some way. I do not have any mold in my gut. So I think that was a good sign, but it just says that I have had an exposure. So I was like, okay, cool. And then she said that I have a fecal eosinophil, which is either a food allergy or a parasite. So she did say that I may actually have an allergy to gluten or dairy. So that's why she's gonna have me continue my gluten-free and dairy-free diet until we can kind of get everything in my gut solved. So then we'll still, plan on reintroducing foods and see how I react. So currently I've still been following my same gluten-free, dairy-free diet that I have been on. I have low butyrate. I'm not gonna know how to pronounce half of these things, but she says that can cause weight issues and not, your gut doesn't have a good motility, and so the gut can't heal itself very well. So I was like, okay, that makes sense. And then she also said that I do have leaky gut. So they have a lot of videos on leaky gut. I don't know if I don't want to put any of those in here because it's not my content, but they do have, a lot of leaky gut videos and stuff that kind of explain what it is. It basically is your gut lining is supposed to make sure things get in that are supposed to get in and don't get in that things aren't going to go in. So when you have leaky gut, it has a break in your membrane, and so stuff is just going wherever it wants, and that causes all kinds of issues. As a very minimalistic kind of explanation, that's kind of what I understand that it means. And then she said I do have like some signs of potential SIBO, but like not, like she didn't like diagnose me with SIBO, but I have like some like signs of it, I guess. Okay, so that was my gut zoomer test that had all of that. So then going into my oats test, she said that I have subric and methylsonic acid. Anyway, I have these acids that say that I might not be able to use fat as a fuel source, which is interesting because if you watched my keto videos when I tried to go on keto, she said that that's probably why keto wasn't a good diet for me, because my body doesn't know how to use fat as fuel, which I thought was very interesting. And yeah, because I felt so sick, like it was not good for me, and so that was like interesting to like find that out. He said my mitochondria are good, so
the mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell,
they are good, so that made me happy. I even put a little smiley face next to it. And then I don't have any fungal or mold overgrowth, which is good. So going forward, kind of going into my protocol that I'm going to be going into. So like I said, I'm going to be staying gluten-free and dairy-free for now to kind of reduce like, you know, the inflammation and make sure that, you know, if I do have a food sensitivity, that I'm not like putting that into my diet and becoming more sensitive. So yeah, so doing that, basically trying to stick with a mostly whole food diet. So, you know, literally trying to eat just like whole foods and not processed foods, basically. Yeah, so she said stay away from ultra processed food, and we're just gonna stick with that for now because she doesn't want to go into like a really restrictive like low FODMAP diet, because that's like even more restrictive than what I'm doing now, and like she doesn't want to go like that crazy yet. So we're just gonna stick with what I've been doing. So yeah, she said focus on like trying to like up my protein. So I'm supposed to get like 20 grams of protein each meal. So I've been really trying to focus on that. Sometimes I don't get all the way up to 20, but usually like at least for my breakfast, like the like things that I have are like 12 to 17 grams, but I'm gonna try to see if I can get something that's like more high protein for breakfast at least. I feel like lunches and dinner I do pretty good because I have like a meat source for my protein, and I mean, I don't know if there's 20 grams, but I feel like there probably is. So I'm not, yeah, I feel like I've been doing okay for that, but it's just like breakfast because I don't have like a like protein source. So anyway, and yeah, that's basically it for diet. She did say another thing that could possibly be triggering me is unfortunately onion and garlic. She said that those can be like high, they can like increase your bloating and things like that, and we use onion and garlic to season literally everything. So I haven't tried not having onion and garlic and see what happens, but yeah, when I told my fiance that, he was like, you've got to be kidding me, because that's literally what I use for everything. And I was like, I'm so sorry. So we'll see how that goes. She said to try to not have any onion and garlic for like 48 hours and see like how I feel, and if I feel better, then I might need to like cut those out for now, but if I feel the same, then like it doesn't really matter. So we'll see how that goes. And then as far as supplements go, I haven't started my protocol yet. I just purchased my supplements the other day. So I'm not gonna go into like the specifics of the supplements again, because you know, the program that I'm doing, like part of their purpose is to like provide me with education on supplements. So I'm just gonna say like kind of the general reason I'm using the certain supplements, but not like say the exact like name of them, if that makes sense. There's one that I'm gonna stay on throughout the process that's gonna kind of help with the bacteria overgrowth. And she says that I still can take all the supplements that I've been taking. Like I'm on a liver support and a multivitamin and just kind of like general supplements. So she said I can still take those until they run out, but like I don't have to repurchase them because that's just gonna be more money and whatnot. So yeah, and then she did tell me that I may experience a die-off reaction. So when I start, healing my gut, as the bacteria and stuff die off, I might start like not feeling good for like 24, 48 hours. So she said like we're gonna start slow and then work our way up. So some of these things, like I'm starting at a like very low dose, seeing how I react, and then like slowly like start to increase the dose basically. So yeah, our general plan is to address my gut issues first and then address anything else we need to. Because I did ask her about hormones, because if you watch my, gut health story, the whole reason that I first got into all of this is because I stopped taking birth control and my hormones got all messed up and my period was all messed up and everything. So that's what I like first started getting into all of this, was for my hormones. And based on my blood work that I got done, I am like low in like some of my hormones. So I was like asking her about that, and she said that there is like a hormone test that they can do, but like she's like, let's address this first because a lot of stuff with hormones and guts like are related. So hopefully once we can get this taken care of, like it should like help just like in general. So I'm hoping that that's the case and that we won't have to do anything like specific for hormones, because I know I mentioned in one of my other videos in the last couple weeks, like I was supposed to get my period in 2 weeks according to my health app, and I still haven't gotten it. And there is no chance that I'm pregnant. So I know that that's not the case. So I was like, okay, well, that's not good, because I was doing like pretty good up until that point. Like my periods were pretty consistent. And so now I'm getting like a little nervous again that like something is going on, because like I should have definitely gotten it by now. And I've had like some of the like hormone like PMS or whatever symptoms, like I mentioned like crying at something that like I normally wouldn't cry about, or getting like more irritated, and like those like kind of emotional type of symptoms that I notice like when I should have my period, but then like I didn't have. Kind of a little side note. So hopefully as we move forward and all of this kind of works itself out, it'll get better in general. So I have also lost some weight. So usually I don't check my weight super often because I don't like just like relying on the scale, but I was just like curious. And so I started like weighing myself like, every like few days or whatnot. And yeah, I've actually been like slowly like decreasing at like a healthy weight. It's not like, all of a sudden I drop like 5 pounds or anything. So it's like, 1 pound here, half a pound there, kind of things like that. I'm pretty excited about that. I feel like my clothes have been fitting better. I wore jeans the other day and like they were actually like a little baggy, a little loose. And so that was really exciting. And yeah, I have been like mostly feeling like a little bit better. But, I think now that we know like the actual cause and we're moving forward and like actually fixing that, I'm pretty excited to see like what happens in the next like month. And yeah, So that's pretty much it for this video. Like, I just wanted it to be kind of this overview of my results and plan going forward. So once I get all my supplements and everything, then we will continue this series. I might do it a little bit differently instead of doing the week by week that I have been doing, because like I said, like technically right now when I'm making this video, it's week 5 since I started, but since I haven't started my protocol yet, like the weeks are gonna be like a little bit off. So I'm not exactly sure how I'm gonna redo it. I might not even worry about the weeks and just kind of update when I feel like it, because yeah, like I'm not gonna go into like what I eat every day and things like that, because that's just like a lot, I think. So we'll see what happens, because you know me, I just kind of do whatever I feel like. So that's gonna be it for now. So continue watching this series to see how my gut health journey keeps on going. I'm pretty excited, and don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all of the things, so that I can build my little tiny YouTube channel. And I appreciate you being here and watching this, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Okay, bye.